So the D23 event just passed, and now we're going to be getting a new slew of Disney and Marvel films, and I think a lot of them are going to be really exciting, and some of them are no doubt a little bit controversial, and I think a lot of people are criticizing some, they're praising others. But why don't we take a dive into some of these films and see what it's going to be all about? So the first one we have, of course, is Moana 2, which I think is kind of understandable. I think a lot of people probably would want to watch Moana 2. I know I would want to watch it because I like the first one. I think the first one is actually one of my favorite movies. And Moana 2 is probably going to, sort of relive that same sort of that similar sense of adventure. Although it's going to be a different story, it's going to be the same, or rather not the same, but similar sense of adventure because you're going out there in the ocean and you have all these returning characters and you're probably going to have a much deeper storyline, plus it's much more family centric, and you have all of these characters that now we're used to, but just given what we've seen from the trailers, they seem like they're going to be all together. So I think it's going to be a really fun, should be a pretty fun movie. Then we got Avatar, Fire and Ash. So hopefully, I haven't seen the second one, but hopefully this third one will be also different from the first and the second, because the first one was kind of like the introduction of Pandora, and then you have all these very similar, these sort of characters that are kind of similar to, Pocahontas. It kind of has like those similarities with Pocahontas, but hopefully this Fire and Ash film will probably be somewhat new in the sense that you're going to have a different villain, you're going to have different characters, and you're going to be in this entirely new world that's going to be apparently all about fire and and volcanoes, and I think that's going to look really beautiful on screen. So hopefully we're going to see some of that. And then of course we have Toy Story 5. This one is the most controversial one, as everybody knows, because Toy Story 5, a lot of people would say didn't need to happen. We've seen that Toy Story 3 was one of the best endings to any sort of movie or Pixar movie. And then we have the fourth one, which kind of is much more mature and starts off really in a sense of being about Woody and his sacrifices and his sort of further, character arc. And so I think that Toy Story 5 is going to have a sort of monumental task to live up to Woody's, you know, character arc. I think we're going to see what kind of adventures they're going to go on, and just from that one picture, it seems like the cast is going to be together again. All the characters are going to be together again, which kind of undermines the previous one because the ending was basically them splitting apart. The toys and the gang, Woody and Rex and all just splitting apart. Basically Woody being with Bo Peep, and then everybody else kind of going along with their owner. And so, what's Toy Story 5 gonna even be like? Now, maybe that picture that we saw could have been a dream, right? It could have been Woody's dream. We don't know what's gonna happen, but I think a lot of people should have a lot of confidence that it's gonna be good. But I think a lot of people would rather see these sort of newer sequels, and Toy Story 5 has kind of, or Toy Story in general, kind of overstayed its welcome. Then we got Hoppers. That seems to be about a girl who transplants, who go, um, sort of, yeah, I guess you could say goes through a kind of transports or transplants her brain into a robot beaver, and then lives among, you know, the beavers and the animals that they sort of congregate with. Um, Again, it sounds interesting. It's original. I think hopefully it'll be good. Um, Elio, yeah, this one I'm looking forward to seeing because, well, I think it was supposed to come out this year, but it's an original, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch an original film that talks about. It's kind of like a reverse ET, right? Where instead of like an alien coming to Earth, you have like this kid who's going to into space into this alien world, and then he's mistaken as an ambassador. I think that's a very fresh and unique um, idea. I think that's a very clever idea. It doesn't sound like it's ever been done. And then, of course, Incredibles 3. I think everybody is very happy about this because, well, The Incredibles. they go on a journey, right? These movies lend themselves to a sequel simply because you have these characters that are developing, and you want to see them develop further and also go through these adventures. Zootopia 2, don't have much to say about that. I think the first one made 1 billion. They were going to make a second one. Then we got Frozen 3, which got pushed to 2027. Frozen 3 is one of Disney's most popular, probably the most popular property. And so I think Frozen 3 naturally will come into existence because we want to continue that story and we want to see more. You got The Mandalorian, and Grogu Star Wars is still up and running, and I think it's going to be, um, yeah, it's going to be continuing with all their, sort of unique properties and stories. And then we got Captain America. I think this one, there may be a reason why they're putting it in February because it may underperform, but we'll see. It's good. It's fun to watch a Marvel film in theaters, and it's fun to, you know, um, kind of see the lead up to the Avengers Doomsday film. And then we got Fantastic Four. I think that's probably gonna tease the character Doctor Doom, and so I think that's gonna be a fun one. Don't have much to say about Freakier Friday, but we got a live action Lilo and Stitch. That was gonna happen. Snow White, yeah, live action. We got Tron 3. It'll be kind of cool to see a much more new a newer, much more high tech Tron film. And then we got Mufasa, which of course. But anyway, I hope that everybody is doing very well. And what do you think about these upcoming films? Let me know. And thanks for watching.